The Student Government Association is voting tonight on legislation calling on the Board of Trustees to have a conversation regarding Trustee Louis DeJoy's recent decisions. Elon Class of 2022 Senator and author of the legislation, Andrea Sheetz, joins us live now in the studio. Andrea, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Andrea, so let's get started. What is the goal of this legislation? What are you trying to achieve?
The goal of the legislation is really to kind of codify the student concerns about Louis DeJoy, communicate them to the board, and hold them accountable to talk about it and tell us what they said.
And now, Andrea, what you're asking is for them to take up a conversation about Louis DeJoy's membership with the Board of Trustees. What is your ultimate intentions? Would you like Louis DeJoy removed from the board?
That is not, as a student, I don't think that's mine to say. That belongs to the chair of the governing and nominating committee of the Board of Trustees. But I think it's my job as a senator to let the board know what students are saying and what they think. And ultimately what they do with that is up to them. But if that response is something that students aren't satisfied with, then I think we should respond to their response.
So, Andrea, going off of that, what is the purpose of them having this conversation?
I think right now, the board has not made any statement about Louis DeJoy, and I think for it to be such an issue to students, it was on the front page of our student newspaper. It was brought up several times at the BSU vigil that was attended by hundreds of students. Students are thinking about this, and I know many alumni have called on them, and for there to not be a response is really disheartening. And we just want to make sure that the board knows how students feel about this and that we're going to hold them accountable to at the very least listen, but hopefully do something more.
But what we've learned is that Louis DeJoy has made some of these changes and has reversed some of these decisions as well. Do you think there is anything that can be done at this point to kind of regain your trust or regain the student body's trust?
I'm sorry, Jack, the audio cut out a little bit. Could you repeat that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just asking if there's anything that you believe Louis DeJoy could do at this point to regain the trust of you or maybe the larger Elon community.
Personally speaking, I don't know that there is. He was called to roll back the changes. He did not do that completely. There was a court ruling on Friday that pretty much told him that he has not done it as much as he needs to. And personally speaking, no, there's not.
Andrea Sheetz, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and best of luck as you take up this legislation tonight in SGA.
Thanks, Jack and Bella.